All right, Cop Talk Live, changing cop culture. It's a little bit of an impromptu live tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to review for the longest time a police shooting that happened about in 2022. It's a little bit old, but I want to take a look at it, review it tonight, get your guys' thoughts on it. Phones are open. I'll get you guys in a bit. Chat, I'll be reviewing it a bit too as well. Don't forget, we're live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. Also, go to coptalklive.org, sign up for our newsletter, and do all the things necessary to support us. We have so much work that needs to be done. I value you guys like crazy. You guys want me to look into all this and report on this and check this out, and it's a passion and it's an honor for me to do it. But we need your support, so make sure you click in the description of the videos. Buy me a coffee. Go ahead and buy my book, Before the Badge. Everything you need to know before you become a cop. You could donate us directly at PayPal. The super chat, I appreciate that, guys. YouTube takes a chunk out of it. It is what it is. So going and becoming a Patreon member or buying me a coffee is the best way to support this. So I do want to look really quickly. This was, again, from 2022. Man files $10 million claim, saying he was getting on his knees, not reaching for a gun when LBPD shot him. I've only seen the result of this. I don't know anything about this, so to speak, meaning I don't know what the crime was, or that's wrong. Here I am assuming there was a crime. I don't know what the police contact was. So let's take a look at this together, check this out, and see if this is a lawful shooting or if we seriously have a problem in law enforcement, which I think we all know that we do. But let's check it out. Following this critical incident, video details from an officer-involved shooting that took place at approximately 11 p.m., 2300 hours on August 8th, 2021. The incident began with a call of an armed robbery with a firearm in the city of Signal Hill. One thing that I like to, I look differently at now that I'm no longer a cop is, and I know it's hard. I know a lot of you who are on, the YouTube channel. I get it, man, and I appreciate you guys. You guys have really caused me to step up the way that I view law enforcement, because let's not mince words. Most of you know more of the Constitution than cops do. It's a disturbing, offensive fact. It really blows me away. But that being said, I know from experience that just because somebody says there's a man on the street shooting up 7-Eleven doesn't mean that's happening. And kind of like a famous one that we went to on a call was, we had a guy, I'm from the northwest suburbs of Chicago. It was wintertime. We were wearing long sleeves. I still have the photo somewhere. And a guy said, there is a tiger by the Dollar Tree. There's a tiger by the Dollar Tree. And we're like, what the? And I guess this caller was frantic or whatnot. So dispatchers sit there and they send us out to the call. So 5 of us show up on scene, guns out, shotguns out. At the time we had Mossberg shotguns. And there was a U-Haul there on the side of where the alley is. And the U-Haul was cracked open about 6 inches at the bottom, right? The door was up. And remember, we got a tiger, and we're going up. I had my 45 out like that was going to do a damn thing. Thank God other guys had their Mossbergs out. But we go up to it, and we see this paw. And I'm like, holy shit, it was a fucking tiger. Well, the guy comes out, the owner of the U-Haul comes out screaming, no. Apparently, he was a magician. And he opens it up, and it was a tiger. It was a baby tiger. The thing couldn't have been, 6 months old. It was literally smaller than, it was half the size of a Labrador, and it was in a dog crate. So yes, there was a tiger. No, this thing was not harmful at all. He let us play with it, around with it for a little bit. But that just shows, all right, if we'd gone up based on what this frantic citizen had said, and we went in, we would have gunned down a tiger, but it wasn't what the perception of the citizen says. So a lot of times when I see these calls, I know that we have the luxury of hindsight, but what's going on scene? And again, to bring my thought into full circle, if a caller, who most of them like to remain refused, right, says, oh my God, there's a guy who's an armed robbery at blah, 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 and he's wearing a dark jacket and a pair of jeans, and cops pull up, does that give police the lawful right to stop, to automatically seize someone? If I pull up on scene and there's no indication of a crime whatsoever, do I have the lawful right to seize you if you're walking out of the 7-Eleven and you're wearing a dark hoodie and a pair of jeans? Well, no, it doesn't. But then, yes, it does. This is where it gets really friggin', I would say, difficult to articulate as a cop. And you really need to know what you're talking about, because if you don't observe anything, well, I didn't observe any gunplay. I didn't observe anything. A guy walked out with jeans and a dark shirt, but that doesn't mean that he was a shooter. Well, how do you know he just hadn't stuck the gun in a clerk's face, robbed them, and then was casually walked out? You know, the public, the constitutionalists say, no, you have no right to stop them. This is where it gets to be a very big gray area that I love discussing properly with you guys on social media. But again, I really look at how many calls did I take at face value for what a caller called in on versus what they really were. And I'm sure there was a lot of them in my career. All right, already we got this. Let's go. Approximately 10:45 p.m. Let's see. Robbery at grocery store, Willow Street. Wonder if there's going to be a dispatch calling this. Let's go. Jumping ahead a second.
Hi, Long Beach.
Hey, we had some officers at Willow and Magnolia that saw your units rolling code 3. They're just wondering what you guys have there.
Yeah, I was just about to call you guys. We had an armed robbery at... he went in with a Glock and stole $500 of cash. The suspect vehicle was last seen westbound on Willow. They lost eyes on him at Willow and Pacific. And the vehicle is a silver Honda Accord.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Yep. Yeah, no problem.
It is a silver Honda Accord with a plate of 8.
Okay.
The suspect's description is a male Hispanic wearing a black hoodie and white shoes.
All right, so based on the totality of the circumstances, yes, if you have that description, this is how my head plays devil's advocate all the time. It's like, all right, so you've got subject, you have a lot of information. If it was just, a guy was with a gun and he fled in a silver car, it's like, okay, but here we're pretty descriptive. Male Hispanic, used a Glock, which everybody associates guns with Glocks, so I think that's all they know what it is. Stole $500 worth of cash, male Hispanic, here's a license plate. You have enough to stop someone. Now, here's my question, man, and this is what I have to wonder. And I know it doesn't happen too often, but it's like, how many pissed off exes are there, right? Your shithead boyfriend just dumped you, and you know he's going to a liquor store, and hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Hey, I just want to call in a robbery. Yeah, John Doe is driving a silver Lexus, and here's his 28, and here's how old he is and height he is. And it's like, again, Graham v. Connor, the use of force standard, when it's not deadly force, we'll talk all regular use of force is, what information do the cops have at the time? So the information you're getting third party, we're going to say it's credible, and we're going to roll with that. Approximately 11 minutes after the armed robbery, Long Beach officers located the suspect vehicle with matching plates. All right.
I've seen southbound Harbor from PTH.
Long Beach officers located the driver, 28-year-old Leonidas Enriquez, at a temporary food stand near the intersection of Harbor and Esther.
Charles, we got one at gunpoint on Harbor south of PCH. One possible. Got pointed out by a witness.
All right, so they got him on a felony stop. Following his body-worn camera video that begins just prior to the contact with Mr. Enriquez, the officer makes reference to a .417 in his pocket, which is code for police firearm. Ours was 1032. All right, let's go. What we got here? Enriquez is told to keep his hands on the car, but he repeatedly... Okay, this is where they're defending themselves in the critical incident video, because this is from Long Beach. Okay, I want to watch the video. I don't want to read what you have to say about it. I want to read your narrative. I want to watch this. Activated his body camera. It's out of the car.
Get over here. I'm talking to you. Walk this way. Walk this way.
Now, how they knew it was that guy, because this is not a silver vehicle, right? This is a white pickup truck. It's not a silver Honda. So they're drawing down on him. I want to know what information they had that this was the man that they were looking for.
Keep your hands out of your pocket. Put your hands on the hood. Put your hands on the hood.
What happened, sir?
Keep your hands up. Hey, Eric. Keep your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Hey. Hey, 417, left pocket.
We're at 16th and Harbor.
All right, so he's got a gun on the left pocket. If this is perceived the right way, that means it's this side. So I don't know how he saw it. If that's the case, let's see if he's walking up. Let's see this again.
Keep your hands out of your pocket. Put your hands on the hood. Put your hands on the hood.
So I'm going to pause that again.
Put your hands on the hood. Put your hands on the hood.
He lifted his shirt up. I didn't see anything, but body cameras are different than human eyes, so.
Keep your hands up. Hey, Eric. Keep your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Hey.
Now, can you shoot someone for not following your orders and not keeping your hands on the hood? No, you can't. But I tend to believe and see the course we're headed in law enforcement, that the more commands you give someone, if he tells them 27 times to not put his hands in X, Y, and Z, and he doesn't, or he does, he disobeys, and the police shoot him, well, he wasn't obeying commands. That's not lawful authority to shoot someone. You have to describe the motion that they're going to. But again, we tell people a million times to do these commands. It's ask, tell, and make. You don't like that he's got his hands up. You know, I mean, at one point, man, draw down on him. You're going to risk crossfire, but somebody go flank him and knock him on his ass, tackle him. This chicken shit cop stuff is really ridiculous.
Hey, 417, left pocket.
We're at 16th and Harbor.
Separate your feet.
We're going to check it out.
Hey, keep your hands in your pocket. Put them on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again.
We got one at gunpoint on Harbor south of PCH.
Keep your hands on the hood.
Witness.
Put your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Keep your hands on the hood. 417 on the right pocket. Hey, I see the gun. You got a gun.
He just said right pocket now. You hear him say right pocket. First is left pocket. Now it's right pocket. Here, listen to him again.
I'm not going to tell you again. Keep your hands on the hood. 417 on the right pocket. Hey, I see the gun. You got a gun. Go reach for it. You can get shot. Okay, get on your knee. Go.
Run.
440.
I was just trying to get on my knees.
Hey, you're not hit, right?
Why is he not hit? Who else shot? See, I would back it up again.
Put your hands on the hood.
All right, so let's listen to the commands again.
On the hood. Put your hands on the hood.
What happened, sir?
Keep your hands up. Hey, Eric. Keep your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Hey. Hey, 417, left pocket.
We're at 16th and Harbor.
Separate your feet.
We're going to check it out.
Hey, keep your hands in your pocket. Put them on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again.
Again,
We got one at gunpoint on Harbor.
you can hear, especially when it gets to be this stressful with cops, their commands change, right? You're tripping over your words. You hear him say, keep your hands in your pocket. Well, that's not what he meant. Keep your hands out of your pocket, but clearly because he's so amped up, he's got tunnel vision, he says, keep your hands in your pocket. Well, now from John Q. Public, who's listening to this shit, it's like, bro, do you want me to keep my hands in my pocket or out of my pocket? It's like, what are your commands? But then the people, well, you know what he meant. No, I'm literally listening to his commands.
Keep your hands on the hood.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. From a law enforcement point of view, if you have information, he has a gun, he just robbed somebody, he used it in the commission of a felony, okay, great, and he's clearly not obeying commands, it's gonna piss me off a little bit, and I'm gonna be in red to where, damn, I'm in a pickle right now because it really takes no action. You saw Mike Brown on the range the other day when the video I put up. It causes nothing to lift somebody's shirt, produce a pistol, and start firing. Action is quicker than reaction. Again, but now we're coming into the compliance aspect of the guy was just complying is what the complaint says, right? The $10 million lawsuit that was filed says, well, the guy was just complying. So what is he doing? That's what we have to figure out here.
Put your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Keep your hands on the hood. 417 on the right pocket. Hey, I see the gun. You got a gun. Go reach for it. You can get shot. Okay, get on your knees.
So this is what I want to talk about, action or what the eye's perception is. So if we watch right at the moment of shooting, you can see, now I know I'm blocking the way a little bit, his hand has been flared out. The problem is this cop now has been elevated. His blood pressure is probably spiking. He's in that tunnel vision type of aspect. The guy is clearly not obeying his commands, and that could be from a variety of things, right? Impairment, or maybe the guy is trying to shoot him. I don't know what the subject's frame of mind is, but now the cop, we have that excuse to, I'm gonna have to use force. The mind, the eye, and you can go to Force Science Institute. I don't know what their website is. Maybe forcescienceinstitute.com. But if he's disobeying command, and you're for 5-10 times, and he's going to be pulling his hands off the car. Now you may be telling him get on your knees, but as he's pulling away and his hands go down, which would be a normal human body response to go to your knees, you're going to sit there now. Well, I told him to get on his knees and he's complying. But then again, 10 times before that, he kind of went to an action that went to his waistband. I know he's got a gun there. What do I do? I mean, at this point, I wasn't on scene. I think he's so well flanked because there was a female cop over here on the backside. There's this cop right here, if you're looking at the bigger picture, and there's him. The body camera view that we see, you've got a good enough view to take cover, and if necessary, then engage in the gunfight, right? I would pull a little bit of distance. I would cut the pie, so to speak, find cover, not just concealment, and then I would dictate, commands. But look at his hands again. That's the one thing I want to talk about. His hands are in his waistband, and they were flaring out. Watch again as they go. He's going to be putting him on the hood. The command is given, go to your knees. Boom, his hands go down here. This is the problem that I have where it gets tricky, where it's, I told you go on your knees, you back up, your hands go down because you're going to go down. They're by your waistband now. I just gave you a command that puts you in a position to where I get to shoot you. It's like I set you up for failure. That's the problem I have, because as we continue, you see his hands are at the side, then his hands clearly go out. His hands clearly were going out, but the cop wasn't thinking that. His eyes were perceiving, oh, he's a threat. Well, you put him in that position. You gave him a command to get on his knees. What does the human body do? It's like, shit, I got to go down, man. I'm 50 years old. You tell me to go down on my knees. It's going to take me a good 30 seconds to get down on my knees. So the command is it's purposely setting the guy up for failure.
Tell you again.
We got one at gunpoint on Harbor South of PCH.
Keep your hands on the hood.
Witness.
Put your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Keep your hands on the hood.
Well,
417 on the right pocket. Hey.
Here's the other problem too. I'm not going to tell you again, but you keep telling him. If you're not going to tell him again, do something about it. Right? So there's a problem I have with that. This is where also less lethal does come into play. If you have 3 cops on scene, somebody get your taser out as long as 1 or 2 covers. You do have the flanking officer. If you have the beanbag rounds, that's great. Do that. It's no substitute for deadly force when it's properly necessary and addressed. But in this position, you gave the guy orders just like we saw, I just did him the other day, Shaver, who was in the hall. Crawl towards me. Well, how, dude? Kid's pants are falling off and you light him up. So this is another instance of cops giving orders that put somebody in a position to disobey their commands and put them in a perception of, oh my God, I'm going to get shot, so I need to shoot.
Hey, I see the gun. You got a gun. Go reach for it. You can get shot. Okay, get on your knee.
That actually looked like a taser. Hang on a second over here.
You can get shot. Okay, get on your knee.
It looks like, I can't tell. Over on this officer here, I see look a white, it looks like very lighter. Could be the opening of a cartridge drawer. He could have a black taser. I carried a black taser. We couldn't stand the yellow ones. But again, one more time.
Keep your hands on the hood. Put your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Keep your hands on the hood. 417 on the right pocket. Hey, I see the gun. You got a gun. Go reach for it. You can get shot. Okay, get on your knee.
Oh, see, he didn't do it. This cop gave him the commands, get on your knees. We need to hear that again. This is bad police tactics.
Put your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Keep your hands on the hood. 417 on the right pocket. Hey, I see the gun. You got a gun. Go reach for it. You can get shot. Okay, get on your knee.
Yeah, gentlemen, this is why you shut the fuck up and you have one person giving orders. This is an Academy 101. When it's some scene like this, one of you gives orders and the other one shut the fuck up. This is a problem. So cop here who's been saying, keep your hands on the hood, don't put your hands in your pocket. He's been saying that. He did not give the commands of get on your knees. The other cop did, which put him in the state of going down. This was police initiated. This guy was following orders. Well, so, yeah, but he could have gone his waistband. There's a ton of shit that could have happened. Ton of shit. But in this specific incident, the police caused this man to get shot. They set him up for failure.
Run.
440.
Run. I was just trying to get on my knees.
Hey, you're not hit, right?
See if there's other views on this. Second officer also discharged a service weapon. Okay, so he didn't have a taser. All right, I want to see if there's another body camera view.
Tell you again.
All right, so we have 4 officers on scene.
I see the gun.
You have this is the initial one that we saw from the body camera view. There was a female that I saw on the other side of the squad car. Then the third over there, and now we're seeing another body camera view of another officer that's on his left.
Hey, brother. Keep your hands on the hood. We have a robbery. Hey, I see the gun. You got a gun.
Dude, all of you are talking. Holy shit, all of you are talking. How can you expect anybody to listen to it? I would be like, guys, I'm not fucking moving. You want to put me on my knees? You come over here and you put me where you want. It's going to be my suggestion. If training and tactics are this bad, then you as the citizen, you guys need to just sit there and say, I'm sorry, I'm not moving. I will do whatever you want. I'm not going to move, but you need to put me in the position you want, because these cops got this guy shot because they weren't on their game.
You get shot. All right, get on your knees.
And you can see he wasn't reaching.
440.
I was just trying to get on my knees.
Yeah, then there's this other thing. You know, you shoot him several times and then you back up. They're waiting for him to go draw so they can light him up even more. God forbid they go in and render aid and shit, but this is what it is.
Hey, he's got the gun. He's got the gun in his pocket. He's got the gun still. Do not reach.
If it's in his pocket, it's not in his hands. So, fuck, guys.
All units, 998.
Open the door. No, we're not gonna approach. Hey, my man, put your arms out to your sides.
Dude, nah, man. You can't expect somebody getting shot 3 or 4 times to fucking do anything. It's like they're losing blood. You can see the blood dripping here. And it's like you have no idea what their body is able to do or not able to do.
Who's gonna be you gonna be verbal?
Okay, I'm gonna be verbal.
Okay, someone should
Hey, dude, hey, we want.
Now you go verbal? Now you go verbal. 3 of you fucked this up and then now you go verbal? Holy shit.
We want to help you, okay? We want to help you, okay? Do me a favor. Get on your stomach. I need to see your hand.
No need for a perimeter.
Try.
On the ground.
Please, brother.
We're trying to get them to comply.
Brother, I'm trying to help you. Try your hardest to get that hand out. I don't want you to get hurt, okay?
I'd be like, fuck you, you guys shot me. You do what you want. Hey, you do. I'm not moving.
Dude, I know that gun is on your right side, so we can't approach. We can't approach until your hand is out. Please, brother.
Yeah, you can. Cop who's flanked over that way, go around. Go around the truck. Well, it's going to be crossfire. Fucking take one for the team. Are you kidding me? You can absolutely go around for cover of the car here. The other ones can fan out a little bit more. Angle it. You can angle at the top of his head. Angle at the bottom. Clear. You're purposely staying in the line of his fire. If that's the case. Fucking fan out. Go behind the truck and then jump on top of him from behind where he can't see you approach.
Try your best to get that hand out of without the gun, okay? Lay on your stomach then. Lay on your stomach.
I feel you. I still got eyes. Hey, put your arms out by your sides.
Doing more on that side?
Hey, put your arms out so we can help you.
It's in his right pocket. Hey, okay, listen, we see his right hand, okay? Are we, everybody, somebody get gloves on? We're gonna go hands on. You got, okay, listen, you see his hand, okay.
We'll just go right for his hand.
Okay, go right for his right hand.
His hand, at this point, his hand is pinned under his body, which probably can't move, right? His hand is pinned under his body, and he would have to drastically do one giant motion to get up off, which at that point, there's your action. This guy he's pinned. Just tell him, do not fucking move. Don't move. You can approach him 100%. It's like everybody's afraid of guns. Guns have to go in somebody's hands to be used. He doesn't have it, and it's in his right pocket, pinned underneath him. This is piss poor tactics.
To help you out, man. Don't reach for anything.
All right, go for his right hand. Go, do it. Grab his right hand. Right hand. Right hand.
And the infamous 17,000 fucking cops could do what 2 can. Unbelievable, as usual. Yeah, I put up a post today that got me, edited from yesterday's video, that talked about how cops are always looking for trouble. No, they're not. No, they're not. Yeah, you guys are, man. You are fucking always looking to get in some type of action. It's like if you removed, if we went to like England style and everybody had to get rid of their pistols because in America we got rid of guns, I think fucking 90% of police would go, I'm quitting. There's no point. I can't carry a gun anymore. I can't be Billy Badass. It's absolutely ridiculous, the mindset. Yes, you guys are always looking for shit.
Slow down. Slow down. The suspect has a 417 on the right side.
Yeah, I see it. Hey, you have gloves here? The 417 in his pocket.
Okay, can someone get a med kit? Hey, let's get a med kit. Hold down.
Okay. 20 fucking cops on scene. Unbelievable. You know, if you live in that town, God forbid you had a burglary or something that night, you're fucked. All the cops are busy.
That easy. Pull that out. Secure that. Roll him over. Start medical right now.
Drop the red. They're doing the 16th Street in Harwood and 17th in Harwood. Lock it down, one block in each direction.
Holy shit, don't you all you have anything better to fucking do? It's like the entire shift is on this call. It blows me away, and I never appreciated it. I had one of my my Lieutenant Commander Ravel. It was 5 of us on midnights. that we're all getting coffee at the White Hen. And the next thing you know, I think it was our OIC or our Steve comes up and he goes, yeah, you got to disperse. But why? Because it looks bad. I'm like, now I understand what he's talking about. It's like, holy shit. If all 5 of us, if its shift minimum was 5 squads on and there's 5 of us all getting coffee at the White Hen, well, it's dead. It A, looks bad to anybody who's driving by. B, what happens if you got to get across town because you got an emergency? It's like, holy shit, dude. I appreciate these things as I get older.
All right, if you guys don't have anything to do, let's go over here so we can start organizing what we're going to do, all right?
Mr. Rico is transported to the hospital in critical condition. Los Angeles County District Attorney filed following charges: assault with a deadly weapon, armed robbery, ex-felon possession of firearm, ex-felon possession of live ammunition. Here's the timeline. Enriquez contacts a woman in a car at the 7300 block of Marcel Street and shoots at her as she drives away. No injuries. That wasn't given out originally, so I didn't hear that on the dispatch. I don't know if that was not included in the video. So that would have been more if they had said suspect shot at somebody. You can be amped up. You've got to be a little bit more serious on this call. But I didn't hear that in the beginning of this the dispatch that came out. Enriquez contacts a man and a woman in a car with 2 children, 73 block of Marcel, and carjacks them at gunpoint, robs them of personal items, car is stolen, silver cord. Okay, all right. Again, I didn't hear that. We just heard $500 worth of cash was stolen. Hit and run reported. If all of these are after the fact, this is not information that cops had at the time. Again, I don't know if they did. I did not hear that at the dispatch. But compiling it after for the report is not Graham v. Connor worthy. You have to know all of this to use the force. Armed robbery at grocery store will, okay? Hit and run. Okay, the guy was fucked up all that night. Officer involved shooting is what they did. I'm not defending the guy. I'm criticizing and condemning the tactics used, because so now that we know from the point of contact, there's God knows how many cops on scene, and once again, you listen to them all barking orders.
Keep your hands out of your pocket. Put your hands on the hood. Put your hands on the hood.
What happened, sir?
Keep your hands up. Hey, Eric. Keep your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Hey. Hey, 417, left pocket.
We're at 16th and Harbor.
Separate your feet.
Black backpack. We're going to check it out.
Hey, keep your hands in your pocket. Put them on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again.
We got one at gunpoint on Harbor, south of BCH.
Keep your hands on the hood.
Witness.
Put your hands on the hood. I'm not going to tell you again. Keep your hands on the hood. 417 on the right pocket. Hey, I see the gun. You got a gun. Go reach for it. You can get shot. Okay, get on your knee.
Yeah, just based solely on this, it's bad commands. And again, the public is always going to use, well, you know, the guy could have shot the cops. The guy, you could have done that. He could have done X, Y, and Z. It's like, man, I don't care. That's not what it is. Michael was it domestic terrorists? Uvalde cops, the same kind of cop. Michael, 614 Blue Line Warriors. I get it, guys. I get it. And the whole point that I have with this is that I don't like the tactics. I don't. It gets hard to defend when you see shitty tactics. I hadn't reviewed that one yet. It is what it is. Let me see. 760. I do have phones open for you guys.
Hello?
Yeah, you're live. I'm sorry I missed your text. What's going on?
Oh, hey. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
All right. And by the way, Semper Fi is somebody who served in the Marine Corps. You know, I have a lot of friends who actually went into law enforcement. You know, the funny thing is, in fact, I don't know if you ever heard of the late William Norman Grigg.
No, who's Norman Gray?
William Norman Grigg. He was actually a commentator. He was with the John Birch Society, left the John Birch Society, but he was good friends with Richard Mack, man, who I think you know.
Yes, I met Sheriff Mack a couple times. He is a mentor, a brilliant man. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll tell you that I was really influenced, quite a bit by William Norman Grigg. I was pretty close friends with him. He passed away much too young, but I can think of scarcely somebody who so undressed the out-of-control police state that we're in. And I'll tell you, I think that's something that kept me from going to law enforcement. But, I got to thinking, Dominic, that, in fact, this is several years ago, and I think it's the same dynamic with politics, too. It's not just, people in law enforcement. I think it's government-wide, the way government tends to attract like sociopaths. And I felt for a long time that, like, anybody who wants to be a politician, is probably psychologically unfit to be one. And given how large and out of control government is, it's probably the same dynamic with, say, law enforcement, that if somebody actually wants to work in law enforcement, they're probably psychologically unfit to work in law enforcement. Maybe we would do better if we selected people, the way jurors are selected, or we have all volunteer fire departments. Why don't we have all volunteer, like, police departments, so we know people aren't in it as a career move, that they're in it for love of country and community?
Yeah, you change things like that by going from certifications to licensing, and you have annual or biannual relicensing, like you got to renew your license, like a hairstylist or real estate. You need more testing every couple of years. There's a lot of things that need to be done. It does suck because you have this, it's like, what do you, I tell people all the time whenever they're like, hey, I follow your stuff, man, and I want to be a cop and I want your advice. And my first question is always, why do you want to be a cop? And it's always the standard answer. The answer I gave when we first got hired in 2001, which is, I want to help my community. I want to keep the street safe. And that's a bullshit excuse. You don't help your community. You literally write tickets for most of your career. You answer bullshit calls that are important to other people that you really have to, oh God, I just wanted coffee. And the woman down the street is calling for the 10th time because, her mailbox keeps getting hit whenever the post office guy drives by. It's like, it's a fucking waste of my time. You go through that stuff all the time. And it's like, what are you helping? And then you get that one person. See, the problem with that saying of, I want to help my community and keep the streets clean is, you go through 90% of your day is mundane, right? And it's the calls, like I said, barking dog call, neighbors trying to get an afternoon nap. It's bullshit. When you come across that one call where it's a burglary, it is shots fired, it's something, you now are so hell-bent on this is it. And all you see is, you don't rationally think. You think, this guy or this woman is bad no matter what. You've been fucking waiting for this for 3 years, and man, here we go. I got a hot call. Clearly they're a bad person. And it's that whole, when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I didn't discover till much later in my career the answer that I want to hear people say is, why do you want to be a cop? It should be to improve myself. Because in my opinion, it doesn't matter if you got the old lady, it's Christmas season coming up, and her UPS package got stolen off of her front porch, and literally it was just buried behind bushes, and you have to show up at your best version of yourself for the most biggest bullshit of calls on the planet, because it's important to somebody else. So when you go, you need to be, you have to look like $1 million in every call. Boots shined, uniform tailored and washed, groomed properly. You have to have empathy in the way that you deal with people. It's easier to turn on that assertion and aggression when need be, and 99% of the time, keep yourself at professionalism at the highest level. To be that professional, you need to bring your A game. So I think what we have is a mindset that needs to switch, a shift, if you will. The cop culture needs to change, and that's why it's like I want to redefine and set the standard of what we're doing on this channel.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said, and one thing is, like I said, actually, I thought about going to law enforcement many years ago myself. I have a lot of, respect for, people that work in law enforcement. I'm definitely not anti-law enforcement. But, I think it's, in many ways, I think it's, law enforcement is a microcosm of our culture. And, just like I said, talking about, you look at politicians. In fact, I had the pleasure of serving under a great commandant when I was in the Marine Corps named General Krulak, and he was a very outspoken critic on the use of, waterboarding or so-called enhanced interrogation. And I bring this up because I think this is important. There's a nexus here, too, with where we are culturally. Even, this is after I got off active duty and after he had retired as commandant of the Marine Corps. But what's interesting is I kind of came to his same position independently of him. And here I was surrounded by all these, right-leaning military veterans and, right-wing, Republicans who are very pro-torture. And what I recognized right then is, that's basically jettisoning due process, the idea that the government should be permitted to, coerce and torture a confession out of somebody.
Well, here's my view on that. I don't give a rat's ass about any other culture or any other country on this planet. I've been pushed to the point where I'm only 50 years old, but I've seen so many conflicts that our government has probably gotten us into. I am America not only first, but only. I do not care if places like Israel and Palestine just kill each other and wipe each other off the map. I don't care. I don't care. That being said, living through a 9/11, which we could talk about all day long, but this is not the show to do it, inside job, all this stuff. If legitimately 9/11 was the result of a foreign nation who couldn't stand us, this and that, I don't care about due process. I'm all about keeping Americans safe. The military needs to be an arm of the government that is exactly just that. And to be honest, I'm fine with torturing non-Americans to keep Americans safe. That's just my view. And I'm not in the military. That's my view.
I hear what you're saying, and just so you have an idea where I'm going with this, and of course I would definitely disagree with your position strongly, because it's not just about, the way I would put it, is not just about, doing this to foreigners, but we're talking about the government that basically has power over us, and everything they do to others always ends up being done right here. And see, that's what I'm getting at, is it culturally here, our culture, what it does to the people who actually practice torture, what my commandant pointed out, and this is what I'm getting to, is that when you have bad ideas like that at the top of government, it's a very short period of time before those bad ideas go all the way down the chain of command. And when you have like that kind of a callous view towards, other human beings in government, that eventually it invades and takes over the entire government. It's only a matter of time. And I feel like that's kind of where we're at. When you talk about, why to get into law enforcement, I would, tell you this, and this is what always, attracted me to law enforcement, thinking about working in law enforcement myself. I always wanted to uphold the rule of law. And, I think that that's what we need to get back to understanding and defining and teaching. Because I think it's been so contorted. The definition of the rule of law, it's been conflated with the rule of man. You just watch, when they're senators are interrogating a Supreme Court nominee, the way they will conflate, upholding the rule of law with enforcing every last statute on the books. That's not the rule of law. That's the rule of men. See, I would argue that what we're living under is actually a form of anarchy, where government itself has become lawless. Just when you think about what is the essence of a crime, it is depriving somebody.
Oh, our own government doesn't know what a crime is. You've got people like AOC, saying, when I can't remember what, who she was interrogating at whatever congressional hearing, talking about the crimes of Joe Biden, and it was listed. That's not a crime. And she said, well, stealing bread is a crime. It's like, holy shit. Our own government doesn't know. I understand what you're saying. I'm talking perfect world stuff. Like if you gave me the totalitarian emperor staff of tyranny on how I would rule with an iron fist, I would waterboard people. That's just me.
I definitely will. I disagree with that, but I love you, though.
I appreciate that. That's why you don't let me run the world. It's as simple as that. I appreciate your call.
Yeah, God bless.
Thank you. 708-982-0974. Again, I'm not normally live tonight, but I wanted to come on if you guys had any. I wanted to review that body camera footage, which it's a catch-20. The guys don't get paid, if anything, and it just shows too. All right, well, here's I hate saying people are pieces of shit. Like I defended George Floyd. If you've ever seen my content to break down the George Floyd incident, the Minnesota police, they instigated that. They were just assholes from the beginning. And when I remember when Floyd was first, and he died of a fentanyl overdose. Chauvin didn't kill him. If you've seen my content on him, you know my view on that. But it was then and there at that moment, everybody condemned the police and Chauvin. Then fast forward a year later, once all of a sudden people started coming forward with the information on Floyd, it's, oh, he's a piece of shit. He got what he deserved. It's like, I can't condemn people. This Enriquez guy, I can't condemn him. It's not my fucking job. I'm not a juror. I'm not a judge. I was a public servant, and sadly, I still do believe that it doesn't matter if you're the biggest piece of shit on this planet. You're afforded constitutional rights afforded to us by God. I still think that if it comes to if Enriquez and I are both faith-based, and we're going before Christ after we die, and we both think that we're saved, I think I'm just as fucking guilty as he is. That's my view of everybody. So what sucks is I don't label people shitbags. You know, I don't know where Enriquez was in his point of his life where he stuck a gun and a shot at a woman and this kind of shit. He committed a crime. And it's the black and white job of the cop to uphold the Constitution and deal with that crime dispassionately, without emotion. I would love to see that, right? So this is where it's a tricky part where, yeah, all right, he's a piece of shit. According to a lot of people, he got shot and will get awarded money due to bad police tactics. That's the biggest problem I have on it. I wanted to do that review as a breakdown really quickly. Look at your comments, what you guys have to say about that. The Great One, 1988. When it comes to Trump sending in the National Guard, how come the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878 hasn't been brought up? I do not know. That is not my area of expertise. It's me, Wheels. I get so tired of hearing about 9/11. Every blonde-haired, blue-eyed man from Alabama is now a terrorist after 9/11. I have white hair, and I'm not from Alabama. Honorable Arbinger, you know the past two coups in the country with Gen Z recently in the military support of the youth. They don't blindly follow orders like you think they would in civilians. Bob Glenn, all we have now is fat cops that don't know the laws, unshaven, dirty dressed, and worn uniform, and female TikTok stars who are all out there to hawk their hair care products with their uniforms on there. Fascist Cash, they should have another separate department that handles BS calls. Let's just cops deal with the bad. Yeah, that's what they want to do, right? They want to do that with the whole, what do you call it? Social workers on the street. That's what they're looking to do. But then again, it's like you that's going to take some serious time blending that into place. Rancho Little Relax Salvo 76, policing is a business. It's all about money that the cops can collect from American citizens. Where is my... Let me read that again. Rancho Relaxo 76, policing is a business. It's all about money that cops can get collecting for American citizens. Give him a prize, Johnny. What has he won? You're right. But the problem is cops don't see it that way. Politicians see it that way. Government sees it that way. Cops still think on the, I'm doing good. Really? Pulling over people and issuing citations all day long is fucking doing good? It's not. It's not. Lance West, right, it comes down to fighting. We're finished. Our technology made us weak. Yes, it did. Hardy Harmonica, did I hear the other cops say get on your knees? Yes, you did. I'm scrolling back reading some of you guys' comments that I didn't get to see before. Show me audits. But criticism isn't for this asshole. It's for another person that mistakenly pulled over. Does the same thing Otherwise innocence. I don't know what you're talking about, so I apologize for that one. Yeah, you're live. What's going on? Hello.
Yeah, I saw your video where you said that your position was that the cops really are not afraid of anything. It's all just theatrics and it's not real. Let me read you something from the article in Atlantic that was published about 10 years ago by Professor Seth Stoughton. It was pretty much groundbreaking article, and let's see if you agree. In mass police shootings, officers don't shoot out of anger or frustration or hatred. They shoot because they're afraid. And they're afraid because they're constantly barraged, but with the message that they should be afraid, that their survival depends on it. Not only do officers hear it in formal training, they also hear it informally from supervisors and older officers. They talk about it with their peers. They see it on police forums and law enforcement publications. For example, 3 of the 4 stories mentioned on the cover of this month's Police magazine are about dealing with threats to officer safety. Also, the article mentions how intensively officers are trained, and they're shown video. They're shown painfully vivid, heart-wrenching dashcam footage of officers being beaten, disarmed, or gunned down after a moment of inattention or hesitation. They are told that the primary culprit is not the felon in the video, it's the officer's lack of vigilance. And as they listen to the fallen officer's last desperate radio calls for help, every cop in the room is thinking exactly the same thing. I would never let it happen to me. That's the point of the training. So do you agree with this?
I agree that it's almost officer-induced jeopardy, right? If I'm standing in front of you and you have a gun, yeah, I'm going to be afraid to get shot. I'm going to be like, afraid's the wrong word. I'm going to be apprehensive of being shot, right? But if I get a call that you have a gun and you're waving it around, you're pointing it at people, I'm not going to be, if I'm afraid, why am I responding? Does that make sense? It's like I'm going. So the problem. That's the problem I have, and sadly, again, I posted on my YouTube post today for everybody who's a YouTube audience. Go look at my Instagram because I post the same same shorts and reels on Instagram that I do on YouTube, and the comments are completely different. Instagram people are cop supporters and they will die on the hill. And you get a bunch of cops, Izzo's lost all credibility. I've gone 28 years as a police officer. I've never wanted to shoot or go hands-on. You're fucking lying. Every cop wants action. That's what they signed up for. It's literally, you didn't sign up to a job. You're going to be responding. What do they call them? Goons, right? And Mike Dilks from Copville explained what goons are. It's like you're going to get the guns and drugs off the street and you go right up to that Constitution. You don't violate it, but you do everything but violate it to get it off the streets, right? So you expect a drug deal to show up. Hey guys, yeah, cops, we're here. Just all right, everybody. Yeah, just get on the ground. Here, put yourselves in cuffs. Give me the drugs, and then we're going to write you up and leave. No, they're looking for that resistance. It's the fucking action they want. So if they were scared, what are they going to that call in the first place for? It's literally two things can be true at the same time. They are not scared because they all say it. I hunt the evil you pretend doesn't exist. Or I run towards the gunfire. Okay, so that means you're not scared. But once you get there, if there's a gun pointing at you, now you're scared to get shot. So you're going to react and you're going to shoot back. So it's a teeter-totter of action, reaction. I'm scared, but I'm not. I'm scared, but I'm not. I'm scared, but I'm not. That's the best way I can answer that question.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate you. All right, let me see, 708-982-0974. Again, I'm not normally live on Thursdays, but I was just kind of chilling with you guys. And I don't know. That's it. Other than that, do not forget. Hello, Teresa Day from Santa Barbara County. I don't know where Santa Barbara County is. Santa Barbara, is that California? I don't know. I was in Santa Cruz and Uvalde? I don't know what that. Okay, I don't remember that was. I think Izzo pulled me over back around 2006, 2008 for a California stop, Chicago suburb. He was pretty chill. That was him. If it was in Round Lake, that would have been 06 to 08. It would have been Round Lake Heights I was with. So Round Lake Heights, unless it was earlier, Round Lake Beach, and it was one of those two. That's in Folsom as well. I have to go back to California for several weeks. So again, we have a lot of work to do. Your guys' support is much needed. Buy me a coffee if you look in the description of this video, and let me put it up in the link here. Your Cop Talk Live, can I do that? Your sponsorship and your support is massively needed. There's so much. Yeah, it was Round Lake. Then that was me, dude. Did I pull you over? Damn. I hope I was chill. I was not a dick cop. I didn't have to be. It was ridiculous. I'm curious if you remember what the. I was a sailor wandering around. I'm curious to hear what your interaction was like with me, because you know what I mean. I was still all gung ho back then. Like I was cop. Well, that's nice to hear that if I wasn't a dick back then that means I treated people with respect and whatnot. So yeah. Let's take one more call here. Yeah, you're live. What's going on?
Hey, Mr. Izzo.
Yeah.
This is something off topic. I've just recently found your channel. In one of your older videos, you were talking about one of the reasons cops treat people the way they do is because kids are not taught nowadays that because I said so is enough of a reason for them to do something.
Yeah. My mother's favorite line.
And I've got to take issue with that. Just because I said so, that's perfectly fine. Coming from parent to child or teacher to student, it's recommended in that case. But from adult to adult, to me, that's not acceptable.
Give me a context. Give me a context. So let's go back to the guy. You're the guy in the hood of the squad car, and you didn't rob all that stuff, right? And you've got 5 cops show up and they all got their guns pointing at you. No, that's not because you said so. Explain to me why I have to do what you have to do.
Sure. That's fine. If 5 cops are pointing guns at me, I'm going to do whatever you say. But get out of the car, give me your ID, that sort of stuff. That's perfectly reasonable.
It's time and place.
Want to know why you want me to do that.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it all comes down to talking to people, right? Because I said so comes out of frustration when the cop doesn't have people skills, and it's going to get worse because now you have a bunch of people who they went through the whole COVID lockdown, and you have no idea how to interact with people, and we're all on our phones. There's no human contact, so we don't have nonverbal social skills, right? So it's like, hey, there's a skill to everything. I was fantastic. I like to think, I appreciate Honorable Harbinger says, it was making funny because I had a California license. He said I was cool on the stop because my shtick was always, hey, I'm Officer Izzo with the so-and-so police department. Dude, you got a heavy foot, man. Did you not see the stop sign back there? You got a hit on your brake. Hey, brother, do you have your license on you by chance? I will talk to you to disarm you. And during that process, I'm looking for how you move the guns, the drugs, the knives, the bombs, the weapons of mass destruction. I can do 2 things at the same time. So when it comes, hey, do me a favor, can you step out of the car for me, please? Listen, I'm a smooth fucking talker. I got to get you out of the car because I got to check this, I got to check that. I will offer you information first while I'm doing shit, but I also fall under ask, tell, make. If I ask you and I give you information, you don't follow it, it now elevates to tell. Get the fuck out of the car because I said so. There's circumstances dictate tactics. If there's an emergency that I don't have time to explain to you, get the fuck out of the car, sir. I'll apologize later.
Yeah.
I'll apologize later.
Yeah, I get that, and that's fine. But it seems like a lot of these videos you're seeing now, get out of the car is just you're not deferential enough to me. I have to show you who's boss.
No, but at the same time, too, I appreciate that it's not acceptable, but here's the problem. They do not have to give you a reason why. There is nowhere that they have to. So there's the problem, right? Then it becomes a pissing match.
You don't have to do something is not a reason not to do it.
Again,
I don't have to tip a waitress at a restaurant, but I still do it.
This is different though. Not tipping at a restaurant isn't going to get you shot in the face over some ornery young cop who is threatened by you challenging them. That's a problem. It is. It's a pride issue. I play these scenarios in my head all the fucking time, right? What happens the day that some asshole cop sees me driving and he can't stand me and he follows me for a mile until he finds his probable cause to pull me over? It's like, I'm going to comply because the ego side of me is like, I've forgotten more about law enforcement than you have. Shut the fuck up. Don't you know my ego is going to take over, but I'm going to have to shelve my ego. It's circumstances dictate tactics. Sadly, if you're in that position where you have been lawfully seized, which again, you can't fight in the street, you got to fight in court. It's set up for failure for the citizen, and I acknowledge that. It's set up completely for the cop to own your ass from the time the lights flick on until they dismiss you. It's just as simple as that, and it's almost like, what battle do you want to win? You want to get in a pissing match? You have every right to. You want to challenge the cop? They're going to make it worse for you. They're going to write you every pissing off the police.
Why don't we also place that on the cop? Why don't you ask
I don't have that answer.
Why do you really want to get into a pissing match over this?
Because then all of a sudden you start to raise that's going to be a safety issue. Well, okay, so now we have this new standard and policy. Cops now, before you can even ask for a driver's license, you have to walk up, tell the subject on the street what they did wrong, cite the law, right? Go over the ILCS code, read it verbatim, describe where you were coming from, what you did, all your observations. Then you can request or demand the ID. Well, you're opening shit up for all that spatial stuff in between. It's called discretion, right? A cop has the ability, and I'm not saying a lot of them are smart. A lot of them are uneducated on how to interact with humans. And that's the problem is, so we don't pick car salesmen, bartenders, retail store clerks who are skilled in the art of salesmanship to go become cops. We need more of those people to be on the street because that solves the problem of what you're talking about.
Let me ask you just one question, because I've never asked a police officer this. Why not? And I know you don't have to tell me, but you pulled me over for speeding. Why not tell me up front, yeah, you were speeding?
I did all the time. It's literally, there's only one or two answers for that. Number one, tactics. There is a tactical reason why they're going to keep it short, abrupt, officer safety, you name it, whatever it is. They want to get your license at the same time. Or it's because they fucking can, and it's a power trip. And I don't have to tell you shit. And I want to keep you in the dark. And I like it. It gets my cock fucking hard knowing that I go up to the car, get your license, and I'm running your plate. You're sweating like crazy, wondering what the hell I pulled you over for. Those are the only two reasons. It's as simple as that.
And this goes back to you talking about people skills. It seems like a lot of cops think that when they speak in this robotic, mechanical manner, it makes them appear to be, no-nonsense law enforcement officers, when in fact, to me, it looks like they're just being heartless assholes.
Well, again, empathy is not really a taught skill. It's not something you teach in the academy.
Or is that just something that's
you have to change the culture. You have to change the culture. You have to change things as far as what they enforce, what they cite. It's that saying, when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Why do we have so many fucking laws on the books, right? Literally, the more laws you have, the more you look at people like they're pieces of shit. Oh, well, it's 2025. You can't drive with your left hand out the window, relaxing on a nice summer day because the governor deemed that that's offensive to the public, and you can't drive just one hand at noon. It has to be at 10 o'clock position for better control, and that other hand there's a ton of shit. So it is completely an authoritarian state with the amount of fucking laws that cops have the ability to pull people over for. That's a problem.
Absolutely agree.
So yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's just I can articulate it. Yeah, there's a lot of times I never told anybody what to do. I've done several times where you have gang issues and you just pull people out of the car right away. I don't fucking have to tell you. And then you go, hey, listen. And it was hard to do, but it was a learned skill because they knew what the game is. I pulled you out. It was a felony stop. This is this. This is the intel we had, you know, and you apologize without apologizing because you didn't want to admit any fault because there was no fault, but you said, listen, this is how it was. This is what their tactics were required. You told them what they were doing, and you tried the best to smooth over the circumstance afterwards. So it is what it is.
All right, look, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you talking to me. I really enjoy your content, and I've got a lot of catching up to do. So I'm going to be watching.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Make sure you share the content.
A lot, sir.
I like criticism, so make sure you blow me up in the comment section.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good night.
You too. I will say, Honorable Harbinger, you're full of shit, dude. You even admit that you told me that it was normal to Cali stop in California, so it was a bad habit. I've driven in California. I spent 6 weeks out there. No. You guys, the car, I have never driven so defensively in all my life in California because you pedestrians, you have to stop at that motherfucking stop sign for fear of pedestrians running out in front of you because they don't care. All right, let's close out with you. You're live. What's going on?
You're talking to me?
Yeah, you got to lower the background.
I'm trying to. Okay. Hey, this is Michael in Montana. I love you, Dominic. You're so right on. I'm 81 years old. When I was growing up in Chicago, I was wild and crazy. But you know what? The cops were never mean to me. They always gave me a break because I was respectful.
Where did you grow up in Chicago?
North Side.
Where about North Side?
Rogers Park.
Okay. Yeah, no, my family's all from like what was it, Harlem, Neva area? No, those run parallel. But where the hell did a ton of my family went to St. Patrick's High School? My mother went to Resurrection High School. And my father got kicked out of Quigley. Yeah.
Okay. Quigley was the Academy for Future Priests.
Yeah, they told him this may not be the best decision or for your future, sir. So he got kicked out of Quigley. Yeah.
You know, my daughter went to St. Scholastica. That was on the north side, too. It's closed now. Listen, Dominic, I live in Montana, and I got to tell you something. There's no black people here.
Okay.
There's maybe 1/10 of 1%. And I'm not a racist, but I'm a realist.
No crimes.
Right. And that's why I moved here.
Yes. Black crimes is a real thing. The culture that is operating criminally from within the black population is the worst in America right now. I don't know why we can't say this.
Because it's not politically correct.
I don't give a shit. If I see a group of black young men walking down the street, I want nothing to do with them. And there's nonstop video evidence on a daily basis that they all act hive-minded and their IQ drops to fucking sub-zero. And then next thing you know, you're getting your head stomped on this curb and they're robbing your wallets. I trust people as individuals. I judge them as individuals. I don't want a fucking thing to do with people in groups, any group at all.
Jesse Jackson said, I was walking down the street and I heard footsteps behind me. And when I saw it was white people, I was so relieved.
Sadly, it's how it is. How it is. Well, I appreciate the call and thanks. Thanks. I appreciate everything. Yeah.
One more thing. Honestly, living in a place where as a senior citizen, I'm 81, I could walk out my door. There's a law in Montana. You don't need a permit to carry a gun. I never carry guns, sir. There's no people that are going to bother senior citizens. I go to the post office and I walk around with canes because I need hip replacement. People say, could I help you with your packages? Could I open the door for you? And I always tell them, I'm so lucky that I live in a civilized place.
It does suck. I think all gun laws are unconstitutional, and I wish to God that we had more people carrying guns because we might have a more polite society. So I appreciate your call.
You're a great guy. You're very likable. No matter if I don't agree with everything you say, you're likable.
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Have a good night. All right, guys, that's Thursday night. I appreciate you guys. I'll be live next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. Do not forget to go ahead and follow, if you're on YouTube as well, Anti-Hero Broadcast and Copville OG Podcast. It's Anti-Hero with Tyler and Mike from Copville. Go ahead and share them. They're great friends of the program here as well, and you need to support them. So if you support me, you need to support them. Guys, have a great damn evening. Be safe out there. Make sure if you have anything you want to send, I will get to in time. You send it to coptalklive911@gmail.com. Our website is coptalklive.org. You could buy me a coffee in the description, and there's a lot of work to be done. All of your sponsorship and support helps move forward, doing all the deep diving and researching we have to do for all this content. So you guys have a great damn night, and I'll see you on the next video. Just be safe.